Welcome to Forbes India Presents Business Lodestones, where we bring you inspiring stories of dynamic business leaders. Today, we're shining the spotlight on Unizportal, a platform that's redefining how students approach overseas education. Joining us on the show is Rahul Sachdeva, the CEO and founder of Unizportal. He is the man behind the virtual gateway to some of the most coveted universities abroad. From simplifying complex visa processes to building tech driven pathways for global success, Rahul is on a mission to make international aspirations more accessible and achievable. Welcome to the show, Rahul.
Thank you.
So, first up, I want to ask you what really is Uni's Portal? Was there a problem that you were trying to solve through this venture?
So, thank you, Ambika, for the introduction. So, Unisportal is an edtech platform. We deal with foreign universities in US, Canada, UK, Australia, and European universities. And so, basically, there is a lengthy process for students to apply for any university. So, Unisportal, as a tech platform, we had around 300 plus contracts in America, some contracts in Australia, UK, top universities in the world. So we help students to get their applications processed through us online, and then students upload all their documents. We help them to get the offer letters, helping them in getting their statement of purpose, what actually university needs to get an offer. And then so it's a tech driven platform where all the students can apply online and can get time to time updates if any documents are pending from their side. So that's all. We help them till visa approval process, and next of that we had many other products for helping students.
Right.
Yeah.
You mentioned that you started during COVID.
Yeah.
I want to know about that journey.
So in COVID, when everything was done and immigration industry was at zero, so we was having a lot of time that time. So I think that maybe in next few years people will definitely go abroad. So we started working on technology, and then we built a platform, and that is Unisportal. And in the current date, that platform in 5 years, we are getting around 35,000 students application a year, where students are applying to America, Canada, UK, top universities through us. Yeah.
Right. Now, these top universities that you're talking about, how have you forged these partnerships with these universities?
So basically, we had showed them all the module that a lot of students are very they face a lot of problem while sending all the documents on email, because each student has to send everything on email to each university to get communications. So we showed them a presentation and show them we are building this platform, and we need to get your contract so that students can get all the information on my platform and can apply easily. So universities trusted us, and in a year, I think so, I'm getting more than 150 contracts from all over the world universities every year.
That's amazing. There's one thing that I'd like to know is that how does overseas education really impact the Indian economy? Because there's a misconception that when people go out to study,
Yeah.
they're not really contributing to the local economy.
So no, I don't agree with this thing, because if we see the last year stats of sending money abroad, it was around $28 billion sent outside India as a international students remittances. But if you see, $100 billion came back from that student to the Indian economy. It can be a student sending money which he's earning on a good job, or maybe they are doing business, they are sending money back to India. So, and second contribution is that the consultants, there are thousands of people working in this education industry. They are paying high GST and income tax to Indian government. And side by side, if a student is going abroad, he's taking an English language coaching, that coaching center will get a business. If we see, I have around 250 people in my company. We have counselors, we have visa experts. They are all are getting employment. Airlines business, thousands of students traveling to overseas for their education. Airlines are getting business. So it's a sort of thing that students are who are going abroad, they are contributing to the Indian economy.
Right. Thank you so much for clearing that up, because there is still a misunderstanding about the study abroad category or space. Why do you think that is the case?
Because there is a myth that consultants do wrong things, and some are doing wrong things, but majority of consultants, they are doing right business, and who are into education industry, they are sending students and they are making careers of thousands of students in a year. So I think so it's a misconception that all consultants who send students abroad are not doing good, but majority of people who sends on student visas, they are genuine.
Absolutely. Now coming back to the students, which are the center of what you've built this platform for. How do you use social media and digital outreach really to reach out to these students?
So social media gives us a very big support, because to reach a student directly, so we do the social campaignings, and student can see, because we actually tell universities to send us their message which they want to give to the students in India, and they record a message, and via social media we send that message to all students, and then they are seeing a university dean or a CEO or a head of university is recording a video for Indian students, that what actually they are giving to students in their campus. So students see that video, and then if they want to apply it, they can apply right away from the mobile application of Unizportal. They can upload documents, they can get online counseling. So that's all process we made. So it's very easy. So basically a student who is sitting in a room and talking to a university head for their career counseling, that's what we built. So
Right. And it's not just online. I also saw that you go to universities and colleges to educate children. Tell us a little about that.
So usually in a year I travel to UK or maybe Canada or Australia, especially to visit the university campuses, to click some pictures, to make some videos. So once I'm back, I upload that videos to the Instagram page and all social media handles of Unizportal, so students can see the actual campuses of the university, and we meet the university heads and tell them that Indian students are coming, Bangladeshi students are coming, so we need these type of services and things. So if they are willing to get this much of students business, they try to improve some universities, they try to improve their campuses, because we're going to send minimum 500 600 students to each university in a year. So this year we got around 35,000 applications. So we also choose which university and which course is best for the student, and then we guide them.
Right. I also want to understand from which countries are you helping students, go to different universities abroad?
So number one is India. Then we have United Arab Emirates. Then we have Bangladesh. Then we have Sri Lanka. And now we are going to operate. The next one is in UK. So we are opening a new office in London to get more to be in touch with more universities, so that more students can choose our platform.
And also, Portal doesn't just help with the paperwork and all of the other things that you spoke about, but you also help students with their travel, accommodation. Tell us something about that.
So the student once a student is traveling to maybe any country overseas, their parents are always in worry. So what we did, the first step I had taken to get a eSIM card before a student's travel to any country in the world. He's getting a SIM installed in his phone, eSIM. Once he lands to that country, he can talk to his parents from the airport. So second thing, the cab booking. So we had just launched a cab booking platform on Unizportal. Once the student got visa approved, he got a notification that, okay, if you need to book a cab, he can pay, and just on a very minimum amount, as he's a student, he's not earning anything till date. So he can book a cab. Once he lands, so there is a guy with a plate of that name, and he can drive safe student to the place he wants to go. And third thing, that we are helping them to get cheap flight tickets from a new platform which is launched at Unizportal, that is X Travel World. So basically, I try to make an ecosystem where everything which is needing for a student, we are just trying to work on that. And the major part is accommodation. So we faced in 2021, when 15-20,000 students applied through us, maximum send us an email back, sir, we are facing a problem, we don't have a house here. You can see the housing crisis was in Canada, Australia. So we launched a platform that is Uni's Home. So we had around 46 contracts in UK, 100 plus contracts in Australia, 200 plus contracts in Canada. If a student who is not having an accommodation before he is traveling to any country, he can use Uni's Home mobile application and can get a cheap accommodation before he travels. So basically, he is having his house already before he is reaching any country with the help of Uni's Home. So that's sort of all system which a student is needing, we are trying to build that.
So now, Rahul, I want you, because we've spoken about a lot of the things that Portal offers to students.
Yeah.
If you were to put it in a nutshell, What are all of the services that Unisportal offers today?
So first of all, we help a student to get their admission in any good university the student is willing to take, and then second is Uni's home accommodation partner, and student can get a eSIM before he's traveling, and a student can book a cab from Uni's portal, and the last one is X Travel. The student can book his flight ticket with the good airlines on a cheap price. So we got some special deals with good airlines. That's if any student wants to book a ticket, he can come and then book a cheap ticket from X Travel World. That's the extra services we are giving to the students.
That's amazing. Also, in the current geopolitical situation, visa refusals are becoming a concern. Is that an area that you help students kind of navigate?
Yes, on our tech platform, we help students. We made a sort of checklist that students should follow before applying any visa. Like the major is statement of purpose. What is your purpose? Which university and why this university? Officers usually check these type of things. We help them in getting all the data done so that the student can see the checklist and can fill all the requirements in his visa application. So we are very proud and happy to say the applications process through Uni's portal is 95% positive applications, and even high commissions and officers knows that this application is coming from Uni's portal, so it may be 100% clear application.
That's a very good stamp of approval to have. Also, have you received any support from local governments in your journey?
Yes, definitely. As I came from a very small town, and our local government, that is Haryana government, so they supported us a lot in that time because they want people from small cities should come forward with new ideas. So I am very thankful to the local government in Haryana state who supported us in every manner, so that a small city entrepreneur can come out and do some big things.
Right. Over these last few years that you've been operational, how many students have you impacted? How many people have actually realized their dream through Uni's portal?
So when we started in 2021, we got around 1100 applications through our partners. 2022 was 10,000. 23 was the biggest. It was 23,000 applications. 24 is dropped down because of the government policies of some countries. It was around 19,000. But this year again, it's picking up, and we have an idea to get around 35,000 applications until December 2025.
That's really amazing. In the last 5 years, how have you seen the industry evolve, and how does Uni's portal really stand out from the others?
So I can say here we are the only one which are giving all these services which a student is needing. There is no other platform in whole world, not even in India, in whole world who's helping with visa assistance, admissions, a SIM card before a student is traveling. That is the much needed thing because every student needs to talk to his parents once he is landing to any country. A cab service, accommodation, and lastly, a cheap flight ticket for a student. So the next thing which I am talking to airlines, whenever you travel in a plane, a lot of empty business class seats are there. I'm trying to talk and negotiate with some airlines that okay, if my student wants to travel in business class, they can pay some little amount more and can get that empty seats of business class. So that is something which we are doing, which I don't think so any other company in the world is doing to make this student journey comfortable.
That's really a brilliant idea, actually. When we are talking of international mobility, are there any changes or trends that you see coming in the next few years?
Yes, there is a thing that students who was going more than to North American countries, they are willing more to go to UK and Australia because the last previous 3 years, all the students was traveling to Canada and US, but the now trend is changing. Now the few applications which are coming is for Australia and UK. So that is the new trend.
Okay. Lastly, I'd like to know from you your long-term vision for Uni's portal. What is it that you personally also want to achieve?
To make because I as an international student I studied internationally in previous years, so I faced a lot of problem. I need to build an ecosystem where a student can get everything whatever he is needing in his life. So that is the only vision. The next step is job helping because that is the main thing for students traveling abroad. They need a job. The future is we are working on that and trying to build an ecosystem where a student can get everything whatever he is needed to get success in a new country.
I'm interested to know the last thing that you mentioned, that you face problems, hence this is a problem that you're
Yeah.
trying to solve for others. Tell us about that.
So when I traveled in UK for my education, I was not able to I was asking for Wi-Fi to talk to my mom, and then the tickets price was very high that time. So the things which I faced in my life, I'm trying to build it easy for every international student who is going abroad. And 90% of things I achieved, and that's getting successful. The last thing is to get a help in a job. So that's what we are talking to a lot of companies in UK and Australia, where the majority of students are going this year. That if we can give you a data of good students, and you can take these students on your intern or maybe for a good job they are needing. So that's the main last thing which I need to do it online. For so basically, a student who is landing to any country, also having some job references also in his email, so that once he lands, he got a call, okay, if you want to work for few hours, you can come in our company. So that's what we are trying to build.
Thank you, Rahul, for those informative insights about an industry that's actually helping millions realize their dreams. As it streamlines student journeys with tech and trust, Unisportal is empowering many to build futures across borders. With that, it's a wrap on this episode of Forbes India Presents Business Lodestones. Thank you so much for watching.